Hello, and welcome to the ShrubSMP Season 7, Episode 8. Today, we're over here by spawn in my starter area so that we can start building out the area where we'll have a little bit of a build for the entire starter area build, like we'll say. So, one of the first orders of business, as I'm standing over here on the copper grates, is these things have oxidized and continue to oxidize. Because we haven't really waxed them up. Now, we built the bee farm a couple episodes ago, and we have plenty of beeswax. So that means what you do is you really just have to just right-click, and you can change the state of these fully oxidized blocks. This one here is fully oxidized. These other ones are almost fully oxidized here in their like teal, rusty teal state, but the pure teal is fully oxidized. Now, we may use them later just like that, but in the meantime, I want to kind of freshen all these things up and give them a nice little bright glow here, so they're nice little copper color. And to do that, we just have to go through and do them all, and before they start changing state, we're going to have to put the wax on them. And we, of course, have beeswax up here, and let's go pick up a whole bunch of that, and we'll probably just jump right in and get started doing that work. We'll do the entire platform. We'll even do these archways that I've started over here, and we'll do that in the form a little bit of a overhead time lapse. Well, before we do that, what do we have here? It looks like there is something else called the wheat of deceit next to the potato of truth, and of course, now that's just gonna go along with the tater tot of wisdom. These little placements are starting to become. There's got to be a message being given here, so there's some type of thing. It's no longer just potatoes. Now we have other vegetables involved, or at least other crops. The wheat of deceit. What in the world could that possibly mean? All right, I'll have to think about that a little bit, and we'll get back to it. I really just came over here to grab a bunch of honeycomb to do this job with. But boy, oh boy, I just got to get back on this server enough and make sure that I can see what's exactly going on. Alright, as I wrap this job up, I just cannot deprive you of the sound that I've been listening to during the whole time that I was making this time lapse. It's just the dinging, dinging, dinging of the deoxidization, and then of course the slapping of the honeycomb here, just to put that on there. So there it is. We've now finished at least the deck plating here out on the front, and we'll go ahead and quick do these pillars and then start to dig out. That's the next step here, is to dig out directly behind me. We're going to go ahead and just start digging into this part of the mountain so that where the outline is, that's kind of the initial plan, is this outline is going to be like a door and a gateway. There'll be decorations and kind of detailing along the side and the outside of it. But in the meantime, of course, we got to go straight through there and prepare to start then breaking these chests out. In the meantime, it's just time to just start mining, to start getting some of the blocks together that we're going to need, and see what this thing looks like when we're completely done with it. We'll check in once we start to get this hole out, and then see where to go from there. Okay, so now during this third-person real-time mining session, I wanted to do a little bit of a talkover to kind of explain how I want to continue to experiment this season. Along the way, I've picked up a lot of tips and tricks and tools for presenting my Minecraft SMP experience. I've learned about time lapses and third-person camera work, worked on including storytelling elements, and kind of played around with sounds and music as I went. And I really feel like now that the early game is out of the way, my build locations are established, I can really accelerate into major building and progress each episode moving forward. And while I do that, I'll be continuing to play with different formats and kind of methods of presenting the videos, kind of like the real-time interludes with commentary that I'm doing now and music that I'll have used in this one as well. Now, the last thing before we get back to the action, in the real world, in between episodes, the Minecraft movie teaser trailer was released. Now, one thing about me is I am not a cynical critic in general. It was one trailer, and there is a ways to go between now and April when it's, I think, scheduled to be released. I plan to see the movie regardless, and of course, I will always be giving anything a chance. Secondly, shortly after this episode will be TwitchCon, which I'll be attending as I always do for kind of a little bit of a break and a vacation. But anyways, for now, let's get back to business and get back to the video. Alright, so now that we're finally down to the last little Couple of blocks here. I have developed quite a stiff neck as we have dug out just this little bit of hole. They don't call it Minecraft for nothing, and let me tell you, this season I feel like I've already dug out and excavated more blocks than I ever have in so many seasons before. This is about as far as we got during that little interlude, and there's plenty more to go because we'll, of course, probably take out a lot of this. That was just a little bit of time. We're going to go ahead and, of course, continue to excavate over here. But speaking of how much excavation I've been doing for the season, I think it's time to take a quick break, head on over to the Dark Castle trial chamber excavation site and kind of get caught up, just give a quick little preview about what's been going on over there. From last episode I did mention, and just kind of confirming now, we're going to take a quick look at the progress over there because I did lose a lot of footage. We're caught up to date now, but at this point you'll get to see, since I think the last time I had TNT explosions, we've done a ton more digging down there, and let's go see what I'm talking about. Alright, so I'm over here at kind of current ground level here at the trial. And we can see behind me the trial chamber is really now starting to just get exposed, at least the very top of the upper layers of the trial chamber, which also coincide with where I'm standing near the bottom of the transition between the regular stone and the deep slate stone in the overworld. And if I just take a quick little look down so that you can look up, you can see I'm sitting down here at the bottom of a giant pit. We'll go ahead and check it out. Oh boy, it's getting nighttime too, so we're gonna have to take a quick nap. We'll head back up to the surface, but I thought it'd be kind of more fun to look down up instead of normally up to down. But yeah, I've dug this whole thing out, and we got a ton more to go. But you can see the amount of progress I've made since the last time we were here, which has just been occasionally just digging it out as we go. Every once in a while I'll come over here and dig out a whole new section, and I also have recently gotten in a little bit of a stash of TNT, so we'll probably do some more fun explosions up there on the sand surface. Right now though, my home is right up top, so we're going to quick pop up by the magic of teleportation, and here I am. This is exactly where I have my home set so that I can come over here pretty frequently. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and look down right off the edge. If you're afraid of heights, there it is. I was just standing right down there a moment ago, and look at the amount, the volume of stone and sand that's already been removed, and now we're into the tougher stone. It's harder to mine that stone, and we still got to go to the bottom. That was the quick progress update. Again, we're going to come over here on and off, and every once in a while I'll show you how deep I get, just to keep an update, but we really aren't going to be building over here until after the starter area is done. So let's get back there, finish off the feature that we're doing today, which is kind of getting that archway in the entrance and a couple pillars completed. Alright, back over here at the mission board, and every time I come over here now, I'm just reminded of the ongoing crop saga and the mystery around the potatoes and now the wheat. We'll still get to the bottom of that. I think before the end of the episode, we may have to visit the post office and check in with the Postmaster General. They might have some ideas about what's going on. But in the meantime, like I said, we're going to go down here and try to start to outline what, just outside of this arch that we've already started in copper, I think right about just to the left of this arch. I kind of like this pillar. I came up with this pillar design. These are, what we're looking at here, are tuft blocks. These are pretty much every variation of the tuft, which is brand new in Minecraft 1.21 that the server's on now. And try to utilize those designs, if I can spit that phrase out, and kind of utilize that for pillars. So I kind of put this together. It was only supposed to be temporary, but I really do like the way it turned out with the textures and the different sizes. So I'm going to recreate that pillar just over here next to the archway, and I kind of think that's going to outline this side of the base. So if I kind of step back on the grate and look out, we'll have some type of overhead. Now the main building is going to be above the farm like we had talked about before in previous episodes, but that pillar and a pillar right around here at the entrance will kind of be the main support for that part of the structure. That means it's time to do a little bit of camera building and get a little pillar built up right here. All right, well, that was pretty straightforward. Just getting basically a carbon copy right across the way here from this pillar, and we'll go ahead and figure out what to how to extend the platform over there right across the bee farm, and then think about what we're designing on top. And the more I step back and look at it, it looks like there's just so much to do here. But keep in mind, this is only the starter area, so my intention here is to kind of get this thing built up as quickly as possible, hopefully just in the next couple episodes. We'll see where we're at after today, and hopefully I can make a little bit of progress, especially on the entrance, and then we'll duplicate that as the exit out the other side, and then decide what goes on the inside as we move forward. Alright, well, as we can tell from that little time-lapse interlude, I was actually just over at the post office getting ready to get my thoughts together for how we're going to end this episode and kind of give a little notice to some potential witnesses to the crop placement over here that's been going on, the potatoes and now the wheat. Or maybe even a couple suspects, we'll have to see. But we went ahead, and while we were over there, these wheels, there's lots of copper wheels and circles and gears and all kind of things involved with this solar punk style over there that I just decided to go ahead and at least throw them something similar on the sides of this archway. So I do have to finish the top. We'll do that real quick. But I just want to get these wheels in place just to kind of start to build out this theme here. And that's what we did. I did the time lapse on the one here and just kind of duplicated it on the other side and copied that thing over there. And now we just have to finish off the top, and that's pretty much where we're going to end up for today in terms of just getting started. And it's, of course, right on cue, it starts raining. So that's... We'll quick go ahead and head on inside where it's dry and kind of under this bar here. So I kind of like the idea of that being exposed, a little bit of an industrial hazard, if you will. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just to find a little inspiration, get a place to start, get started, and then start building around what you started with. So that's really what we're going to do next time, and make a bunch of progress all through this area, really start to shape things up. And we'll start, of course, varying the texture, varying the color. This is really just a rough outline which we can build upon, which you can do in Minecraft. So, to wrap it up for today, I think what we're going to do... Whew, look at that render. Okay, so what we're going to do is head back to spawn and go ahead to the post office and visit the Postmaster General, because we have to check in with that guy to see if we can leave a message for our first interviewee, so to speak. Our first... We don't want to say suspect right off the bat, but maybe someone who may know something, maybe a person of interest or a witness, so to speak. And we'll go ahead and drop off a letter, notice to them in their mailbox and see if they pick it up in the coming days or so. All right, so we're over at spawn heading into the post office. And we have to ask, all right there, Postmaster General, I need to file a complaint. Well, not file a complaint. I need to... That's kind of the wrong terms. We don't want to jump to conclusions, per se. But what I need to do is I need to drop a letter to at least one person at a time. I need to go ahead and inquire to some of the other shrubs on the server as to if they have any information as to what might be going on with all of these new vegetables that keep showing up. It started with 2 potatoes, and now we got a piece of wheat. They all have cool little rhyming names to them, and I'm kind of feeling there's a story being told, but I haven't really caught on just yet, and I need to start inquiring into some of my server mates to see what's going on. So, where can I find... I need one of these, and I don't want to take it off your desk. Where can I find a book? Oh, just over here? Just right there. All right, well, and then I can put it in their mailbox. Do I have to pay any fees? No fees. Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Postmaster General. Let's go down here. There they are. All right, so he said he's in this barrel. I have an empty book and quill, and all you need to do to fill out a book and quill is you right-click it, and you can go ahead and start typing your message. So, fellow shrub, I am investigating the ongoing strange appearances of perplexingly posted produce with mysteriously marked monikers. Do you have any information, perhaps a clue, about what it could all mean? Or if you have a suggestion on the next shrub to ask, feel free to suggest someone. Replies in post are welcome. Kind regards, 6th Classer. So now that we have that all written out, all we have to do is just decide, and I kind of already know, our first person of inquiry we're going to put into K-Pop's mailbox. So we just have to go ahead and drop the letter in there, and hopefully K-Pop will pick it up, decide to go ahead and give us any information they may or may not know. I may have a suspicion that they might know something, or at least someone to inquire to next, or maybe they'll have plenty of information for us. We'll have to just wait and see, but until then, I think we're just about ready to wrap it up. But until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.